Hello, everyone. I am here. Welcome to Reiki Radio. I am your host, Yolanda Williams, and I'm so happy to be back with you. It's been a few weeks, and I got several emails asking when I was going to do a new show, and honestly, I can't believe that it has been like 3 or 4 weeks since the last episode, but I'm here now, and I'm so happy to be back with you. Now, first, I want to let you know that today is one of our musing moments. So that means it will be a short episode, but we will have another full episode of Reiki Radio next week at the normal scheduled time, which is Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But today's show is a little more personal. And actually, I don't even know where to begin. So much has happened in the last month, and through all of it, I was in this odd space of feeling overwhelmed, and at the same time, I was looking for something more or something different. I just had this feeling that there was something that needed to change in my space. But if I have learned anything over the years of energy work, I have learned that we are in a constant state of creating and growing and shifting. We're always changing, and how we deal with the process of it all is what shapes our experience. But even more than that, it really has an impact on our level of understanding. So, I've been going through a huge growth period recently, and it included a lot of release in my energetic field as well as my physical life. And that brings us to today's topic, which is the urge to purge. And, I can't honestly tell you what occurred leading up to this one day where I felt like I had to release. But it was more than a feeling. It was like this overwhelming sensation of I have to make some changes. So, of course, as I would naturally do, I decided to go into a meditation. But what was interesting is that this time I felt really drawn to listen to Sanatam Kaur, and I chose to meditate to her rendition of Rama Dasa. Now that meditation ended up being very powerful, and my only intention was to connect with myself and to heal any stagnant energy in my space. So I put on the song, I closed my eyes, and I completely let go. And right away, I could feel the release and the healing throughout my chakras. I could feel it in my auric field throughout my entire self. But what was really interesting is that through the process, I was guided to focus on each one of my chakras, very specific to different chants within the song. And then when the meditation was over, I looked up the meaning of the song, and of course, it correlated with healing energy and working through your chakras to raise your kundalini. So actually, I was intuitively guided through this meditation in the way that it was actually designed to be used. And, my friend and I, my friend Ethel and I, we laugh about this all the time. It's like you can't make this stuff up. But when you truly surrender and begin to connect with yourself, these beautiful occurrences happen all the time. So anyway, I ended up sharing the meditation with a few of my friends, and they had beautiful experiences as well. And then, of course, I would never forget about you. So if you are signed up for my newsletter, then you already received the link to that particular meditation so that you can try it for yourself. And for those of you, if you've not signed up for my newsletter yet, you can just hop over to my website, which is yuchi.com. That's YEWCHI.com. Sign up for the Yuchi Wellness newsletter, and you'll get access to that meditation too. So what happened is I ended up meditating to that particular song for about a week straight, once a day, every morning. And I can't tell you like how refreshing it was. It was very cleansing and very healing. And then even after that process, I still knew there was something more that I needed to release. And even though I had no idea where this feeling was coming from or why, I knew that it would make sense if I just listened and continued to follow my inner guidance. And so, of course, that's what I did. Now, that led to 4 days of completely rearranging the furniture in every room of my home. I emptied out my closets and I packed several bags for donation. And it was really exhausting, like physically exhausting. But what really struck me in the process of it all was how much I actually had to share. Now, as I said a few minutes ago, at the start of all of this, I felt like I wanted more, or like I needed something different. But again, in this process of purging and letting go, it helped me realize that I didn't need more of anything. And as I was letting go of the things that I no longer use, I was really moved into this deep space of gratitude. I was just like overwhelmed with this feeling of being thankful for everything in my life, for the experiences, the people, what I've learned along the way. And you know how like your old clothes or your old shoes, anything that you've had for a really long time, they trigger our memories, the experiences we had when we were wearing these things or when we got them or even if they came from someone. So I had all of these images of the past zooming through my memory, and I was thinking of so many things that, I thought I had forgotten. But in all of it, it made me so thankful and aware of my life today, where I am right now, who I have become and who I'm becoming, what I'm beginning to understand in new ways, what I appreciate, what I value, just what really matters to me. And the thing that was so striking is that it really was more than just an acknowledgement. I really felt so grateful in every part of my being. And then after this big purge, after the energy release and the meditation, and after clearing all of these things in my home and rearranging everything, the energy of my home changed. But more importantly, I could feel the shift that occurred within me. I felt more clear and more settled and more centered. And I feel the difference in my person, like in my entire being, and it feels really, really good. So I wanted to share this personal experience with you because we all have moments of congestion, especially when we're on the verge of something new. And we only need to make room in our lives to accept what's to come and even to inspire new movement within our field. As we've talked about on the show before, we outgrow so many things, and yet we cling to what we have known because it may be familiar, or we may have become so comfortable or even complacent. But in all of this, there comes a time when we may feel suffocated by the very things that once seemed to give us life, by what we identified ourselves as, or by what we claimed as true and right within our lives. But the thing is that we are the only ones who can claim and allow anything different. You are the only one who can agree to your own growth and access understanding beyond your old boundaries. Only you. So if you are feeling stuck or off in any way, you may have an urge to purge. And maybe that means just getting something off of your chest, something you've been holding in for too long. Or perhaps it's release of something you have been obsessing over. Let it go. Create harmonious flow within your space because you can. Only you can. Now, as you know, I love meditation as a starting point. So if you do want to access the meditation that I mentioned, again, you can go to yuchi.com and sign up for the newsletter. That's YEWCHI.com. And, I really do believe that meditation is a great way for us to gain clarity. I mean, it's helpful and beneficial in so many ways, but it really does help us to gain clarity. And then once that part is done, you can choose what's best for you right now. So consider what it is you're ready to release, or what you are clinging to and why. We all have something, right? Now, if you do try the Ramadasa, I would love to know what your experience is with that. So, feel free to email me, let me know how that was for you, and you can get to my email address and contact me through my website. Now, I also wanted to let you know before I go today that the Rock Your Intuition online course is still available, and that is still at the special pricing of the $47. So if you still want to sign up for that, you can get information about that at the website. And we will be having a webinar for people who are signed up for that course coming up very soon. So that's all for today. I hope that gets you thinking and in a space where maybe you are ready to heal and release whatever it is that you may be holding on to, that you are ready and willing to let go of today, making room for change and for flow to occur in a more healthy and balanced state in your own life. So I will be back with all of you next week at the normal time, which is Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And at that episode, we are going to talk about the art of cocooning. So it should be a lot of fun. And I'm really thankful for your presence today. And remember to always journey in love.